Hey guys, welcome back to another Math with Max and Rocky. So these guys are like super sleepy. It's about, I don't know, 8 something at night on Tuesday. I'm sorry, not Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm recording on Wednesday ahead of time since I am going to be out on Friday. So this is Wednesday, but you guys are not going to see this until Friday. But it's a little late. It's kind of not past their bedtime, but they've been running around like being crazy. So I'm going to show them to you really quickly, and I don't want to bother them, but you can see Rocky again asleep. Hi, Rocky. Rocky? 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 What are you doing, boys? Hey! You see? See what I mean by being the laziest dog? He literally just rolled over. Whatever, dude. You're not cool. All right, and then over here, let's see if you can see him. Uh-oh, my phone went off. Can you see Mr. Maximus being adorable on the couch? Like, who else can be that adorable? Just him. Are you cozy, Bubbles? Are you cozy? Yeah? Okay. All right, back to me. So, and Rocky just walked away because he's done with me already. All right, so we are in the month of October, and you guys know I love October. On the last video, oh, here's Rocky. Hi, what? Hi, you want to be in the video? Say hello. Say hello. Just me? Yes? You give me a kiss? Okay. All right, so we'll see how long he stays there. Probably not long, but y'all know I love Halloween, so I wanted to show you a few fun things that I got. So the first thing was this zombie foot, and it has a little button on it, and then it has like some wheels right here. I don't know if you can see the little wheels, but either way, when I press the button, the little wheels turn, and it actually makes the foot walk. I know you can't see that super well, but either way, on the table it'll walk. It's like floating across. It's really cool. It's fun. The other fun thing, this is the thing that Rocky walked away from me from a minute ago, is my new skull foam. So when I pick up the phone, I know who you are. It's so silly, but I love Halloween so much. Y'all don't understand. Like, every year I get more and more stuff. And the other thing that I wanted to show you, super random, but I am in love with Amazon, and I'm always buying stuff. My husband like always gets packages at the door, and Rocky, you're interested in me today, boys. So I bought this stuff called Caribbean Cocoa. It's a charcoal teeth whitener. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's black. So basically, I put my toothbrush in it, and all this black charcoal gets onto my, oh, Rocky likes it, gets onto my, okay, Rocky. It gets onto my toothbrush, and then I brush my teeth with it. So as soon as you put it on, your teeth get all black and like gross, and then once it starts like dripping out of your mouth, you just have like a black slobber like coming. It's a lot of fun, but it's super messy, and my sink is a mess right now, so I'm gonna have to go back and clean it. But anyway, it's supposed to whiten my teeth better. I used to use the Crest white strips, but these are expensive and they kind of hurt. But anyway, Rocky, yeah, please. Now it's too much. Okay, so I guess he really wants to be the star of the show today. Anyway, so we're doing 2 things today. This is not just a handout. You're also going to be getting out your journal. So you need to have out your journal, and you need to be turned to page 17. And it needs to be titled Division Area Models. And don't forget to put that in your, in your table of contents. So up here should be division area models, and that's going to be part 2, because I know that we did division area models before, but this is going to be a little bit different. So what you're going to need, go to my desk, and that's where all my stuff is going to be at. Yeah, Rocky, por favor. Go over there. Good, go over there. Go over there. Good boy. Go over there. Go. Good boy. Okay, finally. All right, so what you're gonna need is 2 of these pink sheets, but if you'll notice, they look very similar and a little confusing right now, but make sure you have both of them. So make sure you have the one here that says 20 and 9, and then the other one that says 10 and 6. You only need 1 of each. And then the other thing you're going to need is this word problem that looks like this. So these are the only pieces you're going to need. And all we're gonna do with these 3 pieces is glue them into the journal because I want to have those notes ready for Monday when I return. So go ahead and turn to your page 17 in your journal. This is my first period journal, and I only brought this one home because I'm only going to need one journal for it. The rest of you I'll do when I get to school on Monday. So anyway, I'm back on page 17. I'm going to take my glue stick wherever he may be. I think he's hiding. Where are you at, glue stick? Okay. I see you. I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm going to, okay, here we go. I'm going to take the one that says 20 and 9 and put some glue on the back of that one. Oh, by the way, if you don't have headphones, you need to put them on right now. Like right now. Pause this video. Go get some headphones. Go borrow some headphones somewhere else. Because Miss LaSoya does not want to hear me, talking about my dogs and my teeth whitener. Like, she doesn't care. Okay? So, go get those headphones. Anyway, so I glued up the back of that one that says 20 and 9 at the top. 20 and 9. And let me just go ahead and glue it down first. And then I'll show you how I want it on your paper. Okay? So, I just went ahead and glued that right to the center. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the back with the other one, and I want it glued in the same position. So this is 17, the front of page 17. The next one's going to get glued to the back of page 17. So again, I'm going to get my handy dandy gloogie, just making up words over here. Okay, handy dandy glue. By the way, it is so weird just talking to myself, like, I'm just talking to I'm just talking to my phone, but I know you guys are going to eventually watch this. So I'm in my living room just talking to myself. It's just really weird because I can just go and go and go. Who knew I had so much to talk about, you know? Anyway. Oh, I almost glued it upside down. Okay. And I just glued that one to the back of 17. And this is the one that says 10 and 6 at the top. If you can't see that, I'll zoom in a little bit closer. Okay. And then the last thing is you're going to turn your journal like to the side here. And that's where this bad boy is going to go. He's super long and you're going to need all the space on the paper to write. So let me glue it down and I'll show you how I want it. So again, I'm taking my glue and I'm going to glue him down. And he's going to go at the top, closer to the center, right here, just like that, okay? So again, make sure everything's glued down correctly. You don't need scissors and glue after this, so once you're done, you got your pieces, go ahead and go sit down, or put your stuff away, and then we're going to get started on something else. I'm going to get started with the actual Math with Max lesson. Okay, so again, this should be titled, upside down, Division Area Models Part 2. On this top one, you should have 20 and 9 at the very top. And on the back, this one should be the one that says 10 and 6. And then turning your page this side should be the area models. Okay, so remember at any point in this video, if you get stuck, confused, make sure that you pause it and go back. Okay, you're done with your journal for right now, so you can go ahead and put that aside or put it away. It's up to you. And you need to get the blue handout if you don't already have it. The one that says Fast Focus at the top. And it looks exactly like this on the front. Don't forget to put your name, pause the video, put your name at the top. No excuses for not having your name. Let me adjust my seat because I'm falling down. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my husband's school logo. His school is called Nicky Rowe. It's in McAllen, and they're the Warriors. Anyway, it's really cold in my house. That's why I'm wearing a sweater. So your blue paper should look like this. Your name should be at the top. And there are 1, 2, 3, only 4 questions on this side. I'm going to do 2 of them with you. So there should be no issues. That's 4 on this side and then 6 on the back. That's a total of 10 questions, which means every question is worth 10 points. So since I'm doing 2 with you, at the very minimum grade, you should at least be getting a 20. If we're getting less than that, then that's just not even paying attention. Oh, I'm a liar because I'm going to do 2 on the front and then I'm going to do 2 on the back. So that should be a 40. So again, if you're getting less than a 40, then you're not even paying attention at all. Okay? So again, your name should be on the front and we're going to start with number 2, número 2. right here. It looks like a little balance scale. You have a big block and then you have 5 blocks over here. Okay, so this is going over division and dividing decimals. So before we even get into that, I just want to remind you about the definition for division. Divide means to make smaller. Remember, if you're dividing, you're making something small. You have a whole, a total, and that total is getting cut down into equal pieces. So that's why I wrote here, to make equal groups. When you're dividing, your groups should be equal. So that's what dividing these decimals is going to do for us. Make those make those groups equal and even. Okay. So what I did on number 2, it looks like this. I went ahead and I kind of basically drew it out again here. And just to remind you that this big side represents the total, and then this side is representing how many groups you have. My picture looks a little bit different, I know, but it's the same number of groups, so it's not a problem. But again, this is our groups. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. So I have a total, and then that total is being broken up into 5 pieces, which means whatever my total is and whatever my groups are, my total should be greater than whatever is in my groups, because the total is what I'm starting with. So let's read the problem first, and then we need to brainstorm our plan. Okay, so number 2 says, read it in your head or follow along with me. The diagram shows that one rectangle has the same mass as 5 squares. Oh, and I should have told you this before I even started. Number 2, the little circle it cut off the number in front, so it should be 4 and 7/500. So make sure you put a 4 right there. That is 4 and 7/500. One more time. That is 4 and 7/500. So go ahead and fill that in, please. And I'll go back. I'm going to start the question over again since I forgot to tell you that first. The diagram shows that one rectangle has the same mass as 5 squares. If the mass of the rectangle is 4 and 7/500 kilograms, what is the weight of each square in kilograms? So let me think about those key words that I am reading. It says, what is the weight of each square in kilograms? Each can go either way. Each can be for division or it can be for multiplication. However, this diagram is clearly telling me that I'm going from one rectangle to 5 groups. So then in this case, the word each is telling me to divide. Okay, so what is my total? If I read the problem again, it says that the rectangle, the mass of the rectangle is 4 and 7/500 right there. So that is my total mass. Okay, so if I was making this into a picture, again, let me get my marker. The total would be 4 and 7/500. So I need to figure out, if I break up this 4 and 7/500 into 5 groups, how much is going into each of them. So in order to do that, I need to set up my equation. And when we're dividing, we build a house. We have our dividend, which is the number inside our house. We have our divisor, which is the guy knocking, trying to get into the house, right? And we have our quotient. And what do each of those things mean? Well, we just talked about how the dividend is going to be our total. Our divisor is the number of groups we're making. And our quotient is going to be our final answer whenever we're dividing. So when we're dividing, we're getting a quotient, not just an answer or a number. It is a quotient. We need to learn our vocabulary on that really, really well, because I am going to be giving you a vocabulary quiz and a keyword quiz very soon. So make sure you know what we've talked about so far. Okay, so I see, before I even start dividing or moving up my decimal, we all know what our first step should be, because it makes everything go faster. It makes everything just go more smoothly. We're not all bundled up in our brain. If I do this step first, I should have fewer mistakes. So you guys know we need to do our multiples of 5. So I don't have to write out 5 times 1. Remember, we can just do 5, 10, 15, 20, so on, so on, so on. Okay, so I'm going to write this on the side. And I'm going to go, let me think. I think I'm going to start with, well, I'm going to go to, I should say. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. I'm just going to stop at 30 for myself. I don't think we're going to have to go too far. I honestly don't know yet, but we'll figure that out. So that's 5 times 1, 5 times 2. Sorry, it's just 8 there. 5 times 3, 5 times 4, 5 times 5, and then 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, now that I've done my multiples, I am ready to raise the roof, meaning that I put my decimal right on top of the house. It doesn't go this way or that way. It goes straight up through the roof, okay? So I put my decimal on top. Okay, and now that those 2 steps are done, I am officially ready to start dividing. So basically, I want to start here, and I want to think about how many times does 5 fit into 4. If I only have 4 rabbit holes, but I have 5 rabbits, is that going to work? No. We know the answer to that's a no. So on top of my 4, I should have a what? If 5 does not fit into 4, I need a 0. Okay. So now, instead of just 4, now I'm working with 47. So it does turn out that I need to do more of my 5s just in case. So after 30, I'm going to keep going past 47. So I have 30 so far, 35, 40, 45, and 50. And I'm going to go ahead and go to 55 just to be on the safe side. Okay, so I went ahead and did my multiples all the way down to 55. Okay, but again, we're just working with the 5 into the 47. So if I go to my multiples, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 is too much. So I'm going to use the 45. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 is going to fit into 47 without going over. So right on top of that 7, I'm going to put my 9. And remember, whatever I put on the top of the house, I'm multiplying times my divisor. So now I'm multiplying this 9 times that 5. And if you looked at this again, 9 times 5 should have given you 45. So I'm going to subtract 45. Remember, does McDonald's serve burgers? Okay. My next step is to go ahead and subtract. So mental math, that's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. 47 minus 45 should leave you with those 2. Does McDonald's serve burgers? So I want to bring down that last 5. And now my new dividend is 25. It's no longer this 4 and 75/100. Now I'm just working with the 5 and the 25. And that's simple math there. 5, 10, 15, 20, carrying the cat. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5 times 5 gives me 25. So on top of that 5, I'm going to put another 5. Right there, on top of this 5, I'm putting another 5, and 5 times 5 gives me minus 25. And you should get an answer of 0. How do I know that I am done with this equation? I balanced out to 0, meaning I have no more remainder left over. My official quotient is 0 and 95/100. So when I go to my blue paper, 0 and 95/100 should give you answer choice J. Okay, so we solved that one correctly. Okay, that was the first one I was going to do with you. The next one we're looking at is number 3, directly underneath it. Number 3 right here, the one with the bubble. Because I noticed that some people on the quiz were having some trouble putting their answer in the correct space. So I just want to make sure that we're doing that correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and read it, and then I'm going to go over some vocabulary for those of us who might be a little bit confused. Okay, so number 3 says, when 7 nickels are placed in a stack, the height of the stack is 13 65/100. What is the height of 1 nickel in millimeters? So one more time. When 7 nickels are placed in a stack, the height of the stack is 13 65/100 millimeters. What is the height of 1 nickel in millimeters? Well, first of all, the word height. What does height even mean exactly? Okay, so height actually means the measurement from the ground up. So for example, pretend this is me. It's me. And I'm wearing a cute dress and I got cute shoes and my hair is really short. Why did I make my hair so short? Let me just fix that real quick. A little curly. There, that's about, I mean, whatever, who cares? Anyway, so it's the measurement from the ground up. So basically it's saying measure from my feet all the way to the top of my head. So basically my height would be either 61 inches or 5 feet and 1 inches tall. Okay, that's my height. If I'm measuring something from the bottom up, if I was measuring a building, I would measure from the ground all the way to the very top of it, to the peak of it. If you notice a difference in the lighting right now, it's because one of my lights is on a my lights in the living room on a timer. So like one will go off and then it'll come back on and then another one will go, so like they don't burn out, I guess. I don't, whatever. Anyway, so that's what height means. All right, so going back to this one, they just want to know the height of one nickel. So I just made a little picture basically of what they're asking us to do. We have a total of 7 nickels. I know, don't those look like nickels? They're such a good drawing. Thank you. I'm a really good artist, okay? Thank you for noticing. Either way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 nickels. However, they only want to know the height of one of these nickels. So I'm going from 7 to a 1. I'm going from a bigger number to a smaller number. Bigger to smaller, I know I need to divide. I have a total of 13 and 65/100ths, which my total is also called my dividend. And that is what's going to be going inside of my house. So again, we're going from 7 nickels to just the height of 1, because all 7 nickels is this, but I don't care about all 7. They only want to know for the 1 nickel. So my equation, when I set it up, should be looking all cute like this. Again, my total, my dividend is inside the house. My divisor's knocking, trying to get in. Knock, knock, knock. That's my 7. And then I know that my quotient will be whatever I get is my answer there. And again, this is number 3 on the front side. Okay, so obviously, first step, multiples, 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 don't forget. And 7, some people need to work on their 7s because I noticed that we're having trouble with those. So 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 8 is 56. And I'm going to stop there. Well, no, let's do one more. 7 times 9 is 63. I'm going to do one more. I did all the way to 63. So again, that was 7 times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 6, times 7, times 8, and times 9. Oh. All right. Second step, I want to go ahead and raise my roof. Put that deci on top of the housey. I made it wrong. Put the deci on top of the housey. I cracked myself up. Anyway. All right, so I have my multiples, I have my decimal, it's ready, it's work time. 7 does not fit into 1 because 7 is greater than 1. So off top of my 1, I need that 0, 0. Just like that. Now I'm working with 7 into 13. So if I look at my multiples, I have 7 times 1 and then 7 times 2. 7 times 2 is just 1 over that 13. So we can't use him. We just have to use that 7 times 1. Oh, Rocky just gave out like the most annoyed sound in me you ever heard. He's like, grouchy pants. Anyway, 7 times 1 should give me 7. So I'm going to subtract 13 minus 7. He thinks I'm being too loud. That's why I'm disrupting his sleep time. So we have, oh, you should have heard him right now. 13 minus 7 should give me, if you do your mental math correctly, I'm going to give you a second to think about that. That should have given you 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 6. And I'm going to bring down this other 6 over here because that's my step. That's what I got to do. Okay, and I got 66, and 66 is greater than what I have over here. So I need to move on past 6 times 9. 6 times 10, 70. Okay. So when I went ahead and wrote 70 down here, that's 7 times 10, my fault. And 7 times 9 is as close as I'm going to get to 66. So up here, I'm going to put a 9. Well, Max decided to join us. Hey, Maxie. Max. Where are you headed, buddy? Where are you going? What you doing with your life? Trying to get away from me? Oh, the first couch wasn't good enough. I'm so annoying. All right. Isn't he so cute, though? I just can't get enough of him. He's just so cute. Okay, anyway, so 6 times 9 is as close to 66 as I'm going to get. So 7 times 9 gave me 63. Am I thinking correctly? Yes, I got Max ruined my train of thought. So minus 63. And 66 minus 63. Guys, mental math. 1, 2, 3. That should have given you 3. Or 33, 34, 35, 36. 3. And my next step, or my last step here in this case would be to bring down that 5. And if you look at your multiples, you have 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. 7 times 5 gives you 35. So on top of that 5 here, I'm going to put a 5, and then I'm going to subtract my 35. And I got an answer, a remainder of 0. I balanced out. That means I am done. So my official quotient should be 1 and 95/100. So guys, when you bubble this in, make sure that the decimal is hanging out in between that 1 and that 9. If you don't put the decimal in the right place, it is always going to be wrong. It doesn't matter if you have the most beautifully written numbers in the world. Even if you have a 195, doesn't matter. Does not matter. If that decimal is not in the right place, it's going to be wrong. Okay? So make sure you put the decimal between the 1 and the 9 there. So be careful when you're bubbling in on numeral number 3 here. Okay? All right. Let's go to the back of the page now. On the back of the page, I'm going to be working on number 1, and then I'm going to head over to number 6. Number 6 is a little bit more tricky, so I want to make sure I hit that one. But number 1 it's talking about money. It's $7.20 divided by 6. There is no difference. Just because it's money and you see a dollar sign in front of it doesn't change one thing. It's still going to be $7.20 divided by 6. So I went ahead and I wrote it down like this so you can see. And I went ahead and made the equation ready to go, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do my multiples of 6. Gosh, whatever I ate is like, wow. 6, by the way, I had chicken, corn, and broccoli with rice, if you care. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Again, I'm doing my multiples of 6, 30, 36. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 8 is 48. And I'm going to stop at 6 times 9 is 54. Okay, so I just went ahead and went all the way to 6 times 9. My next step, I want to go ahead and raise the roof. But I went like that. Decimal goes right up through the roof. And now my decimal is out of the way. So now I'm focused on the 6 into the 7. 6 is smaller than 7, so 6 does go into 7 at least one time. Okay, and I'm ready to multiply. 6 times 1 gives me 6, so 7 minus 6. Like, hello, mental math, right? 7 minus 6 should give you 1. Okay, so this is what I should have so far. Guys, don't forget at any point if I'm going too fast, you need to pause it and write down whatever it is that you need to write down. Okay, and go back if you need to. Now I want to go ahead and bring down this guy 2 over here. And I need to think to myself, 6 goes into 12, how many times? Well, 6 times 1, 6 times 2, ooh, 12, that's 2 times. And we know that 12 minus 12 is obviously going to give us 0. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Miss, I'm done because I balanced out to 0. No, you still have this guy 0 over here that's trying to have fun and hang out at the party. You got to bring him also. So you cannot just finish just because you got a 0 here. You have to look to make sure you have everything else down. Everything has to get brought down. Everything. So I'm going to go ahead and bring down that 0. And all I have to think to myself is, does 6 fit into 0? If it doesn't fit into 0, I'm just going to put another 0 right there. It's the same thing. So, $7.20 divided by 6 should give you an answer of $1.20. And how can I check that? I can multiply $1.20 times 6. It should give me $7.20. Remember, you want to do the inverse operation to check your work. If I'm doing division, the inverse is multiplication. If I'm doing addition, the inverse is subtraction, and vice versa. If I'm doing subtraction, the inverse is addition. If I'm doing multiplication, the inverse is division. Did I say that right? I think so. But that's what inverse means. Inverse means the direct opposite of something. What would be the inverse of hot? Cold. Okay, so that's number 1. I'm going to go ahead and do uno más. Uno más. One more. And that is going to be number 6 at the bottom here. Right here. 62 divided by 8. Okay. So, I don't see a decimal right now, but either way, I know my first step needs to be to do my multiples of 8. So I know 8 times 1 gives me 8. 8 times 2 is 6. Oh, I wrote 12. 16. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 7 is, what did I, 8 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8 times 7 is 56, my bad. And 8 times 8 is 64. My handwriting is starting to get sloppy after 30 minutes of recording. So I went ahead and I stopped at 64. Yes, that's a 64. Don't worry about it. Now, I'm ready to work with my 8 into my 6. 8 is greater than 6, so I know I need to put a handy dandy little 0 right there because it's not going to work. And now I'm concerned about 8 into 62. So that's 8 times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 6, times 7, and then times 8. If I go all the way to 8, I'm working with 64, and that's going to be too much. So I want to do the 7 to give me the 56. Okay, so on top of the 2 should be my 7, and then down here I'm going to do subtracting 56. Mental math here. Count from 56 to 62. If you need your fingers, that's okay, but there's no reason to do so much work to get from two numbers that are so close to each other. 56 to 60 should be 4, right? And then from 60 to 62, that's 2 more. So we know that when we subtract, we're going to get a 6 right here. Okay? So here's where the problem begins, really, for us. We cannot have a remainder of 6. We're talking about dividing decimals. We're in 5th grade. We're too big to have remainders. So decimal. If I bring in my decimal, I have to bring in a 0 also. Remember, if you give me a shimmy, I got to have a shake with it also. It's like peanut butter and jelly. They go together. So if I bring in a decimal, I also have to bring in a 0. Okay? So if this is a 62 whole number, that means my decimal is hiding right behind my 2. Okay? And then right after that decimal, I'm going to plug in the 0, that's the shimmy and the shake, right? Give me a little shimmy, give me a little shake. So my decimal, as usual, goes straight up. And my new handy dandy 0 comes straight down. Okay. So now I'm concerned with how many times does 8 fit into 60? Hey guys, sorry, my last video got cut off, so I need to finish question number 6 with you. Oh, hi here. Hey here. Okay, so I need to finish question number 6 with you, so you should have at least gotten to this part right here. We brought down the 0 to make 60. So my last step here is to figure out how many times does 8 fit into 60 without going over, and that's going to give you the 8 times a 7, which is the 56. So again, over here, I'm going to need a 7. And I am subtracting something because my marker just dried out. So excuse the color change, no big whoop. So now I'm going to have a 7 right here. And 8 times 7 gives me the 56. So I want to go ahead and subtract the 56 here. And when I subtract 60 minus 56, mental math, 60 from 56 to 60 should give you 4. But this guy's telling me I'm not done because he is not a 0. He is a 4, which means I need to bring in another 0 to hero. Another shimmy shake, right? Not a shimmy and a shake, just a shimmy or a shake. And I'm going to bring that 0 down that I just brought into the party because I cannot finish with just a 4 at the end. That's not going to work for us. So now if I look again, I have 8, 16, 24, 32, whoop, 40. That's 8 times 5. So on top of that last 0, I'm going to put a 5 just like that. And down here, I'm going to be subtracting 40 because 8 times 5 gives me 40. And 40 minus 40, we all know, is going to give us 0. So our quotient for number 6 should be 7 and 75 hundredths. Okay, guys? So, those are the only ones I'm going to do with you. Again, that should be a total of 10 questions. I've done 4 of them with you. That means your lowest grade you can possibly get is a 40. You only have 6 more to do on your own. So, guys, please, easy 100, please. Get this paper done, and then when you finish, you can, or get both sides of this paper done and gluing in all this stuff into your journal. This is going to take you a total, watching the video should take you about 35 minutes total for everything. So then finishing up your work, another 20 and 30 minutes, about an hour. And then you can get on Mayan or Cool Math when you finish everything. Okay. If you have questions, let Miss LaSoya know. She's subbing for me with you right now. She's with you right now. Friday is Leader and Me schedule, so hopefully you're following that schedule already. Take your binders home, especially for my homeroom class. Take your binders home and get it signed. If there's anything else, anything new that's getting added to it, make sure Mom and Dad sign it, and I want that back on Monday, as well as your other teachers. What else was I going to say? Go ahead and subscribe if you want to. I'm probably going to do the video on my new teeth charcoal stuff so that you can kind of see what it looks like, because I was having a lot of fun. I was just looking in the mirror and it just like coats your teeth all black, so it looks really gross and like creepy, and I think that y'all would get a kick out of that. So I'm going to do a really short video, about like 5 minutes maybe, and I'll try to post that over the weekend, okay? Anyway, I hope you'll have a good weekend. Remember that if you misbehave, it's going to be a double lunch attention, because I don't want you guys to think that it's okay to misbehave if just because I have a sub in the classroom. Just because I'm not there doesn't mean anything, doesn't change anything. So again, that's double lunch attention if you cannot control yourself. What else was I going to say? Can't think of anything else. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. Popcorn money is due October 17th. So make sure that money gets turned in. If you need more popcorn, let Miss Rodriguez know today so that she can get it to you before the weekend is out, okay? And if you have popcorn money today, turn it into your homeroom teacher. If I'm your homeroom teacher, just give it to Miss LaSoya. She knows what to do with it. I think that's it, guys. I hope y'all have a really great weekend. If you don't finish something in class today, it is homework over the weekend. And yes, I expect it to be in the basket by Monday morning. If you finish in class, put it in the basket already. Your assignments may change depending on how I feel. Today is Wednesday, so if I decide to change something for Thursday, don't be surprised. Just because I said something in the video today doesn't mean that I'm not going to put it in the lesson plans for Miss LaSoya on Friday, okay? I might add in like multiplication tables or something from your daily teak, so don't be surprised if that changes. Don't argue with her or anything like that. Anyway, this is going to be 2 parts in your Google Classroom. So when you get into your Google Classroom, you're going to see part 1 and you're going to see part 2. What you're watching right now is part 2. So if you're listening to me right now, first you need to go back and find part 1, because that's what you're going to need to get started. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Oh, and you say goodbye to the puppies, because here's Rocky. He's been by my side the whole time, and Max returned to his original spot, being a lazy bones. Okay, guys? See ya!